अगर मैं आपसे एक बहुत ही सिंपल सा सवाल पूछता ना, उसका जो जवाब है आपको लगता है कोई 2 घंटे टू एक्चुअली गिव मी दैट जवाब। क्या है वो सवाल? आप अपने स्मार्टफोन से क्या क्या करते हैं? हम लोग जो है एक डिजिटल एज में रहते हैं वेयर एवरीथिंग, हमारी गाड़ी की चाबी, हमारा फैन का स्विच, हमारा पूरे घर का लाइटिंग या सिक्योरिटी कंट्रोल हमारे फोन्स में होता है। स्मार्टफोन जो है हमारे सेंटर पीस बन गए हैं, हमारा कंट्रोल सिस्टम बन गए हैं फॉर एवरीथिंग वी डू। Whatever we want to do, हम करते हैं ऑन अ स्मार्टफोन। लेकिन ये जो 100, 150, 200 चीज़ें आप करते हैं अपने फ़ोन में हर रोज़, वो फ़ोन भी तो लास्ट करना चाहिए ना पूरा दिन। एक डेड फ़ोन का मतलब है ज़ीरो एक्टिविटी। इसका मतलब है फ़ोन्स को चाहिए बड़ी बैटरीज। इस टाइम पे हम लोग देख रहे हैं फ़ोन्स आ रहे हैं 5000, 6000 mAh के साथ। सैमसंग ने रिसेंटली लॉन्च किया उनका गैलेक्सी M51 फ़ोन विद अ मैसिव 7000 mAh बैटरी। ये हमारी कंट्री का सबसे पहला फ़ोन था विद अ बैटरी दिस बिग। ऑब्वियसली बैटरी लाइफ बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट है ना स्मार्टफोन्स रिपोर्ट कार्ड। एब्सोल्यूट बेयर मिनिमम जो हमारे को फ़ोन चाहिए, इट मस्ट लास्ट अस थ्रू द एंटायर डे। लेकिन याद रखें, एक बिगर बैटरी पूरी प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व नहीं कर देती है। वी आर ऑलवेज ऑन द मूव, हमारे को चाहिए हमारे स्मार्टफोन्स अवेलेबल हो, वर्किंग हो 24/7। चार्जिंग टेक्नोलॉजी जो है ना, इट नीड्स टू कीप पेस विद बैटरी कैपेसिटी। इमेजिन करिए जैसे पहले होता था 6, 8, 10 घंटे लग जाएंगे आपको अपने फ़ोन को चार्ज करना टू 100%। हमारे को क्या चाहिए? वी वांट आवर डिवाइसेस टू चार्ज फास्टर सो दैट ये जो हमारी बहुत बड़ी बड़ी बैटरीज हैं दे फिल अप क्विकली और हम लोग वी कैन गेट ऑन द मूव। इससे निकला है इमर्जेंस आई है ऑफ फास्ट चार्जिंग इनोवेशन इन टेक्निक्स, और स्मार्टफोन मैन्युफैक्चरर्स ने इंटीग्रेट किया है इन स्टैंडर्ड्स को इन देयर डिवाइसेस। पिछले कुछ ही सालों में वीव सीन चार्जिंग स्पीड गो फ्रॉम 15 वॉट to 50 watt and sometimes even in excess of 100 watts, with companies promising 50% battery charge in 5 to 10 minutes. But याद रखें, just a fast charge tells only half the story. बहुत सारा और technology involved है that many of us are not even familiar with. Charging phones faster than usual requires additional attention कि वो ज़्यादा गर्म ना हो जाए, because जैसे faster charge हो रहा है डिवाइस का टेम्परेचर बढ़ जाता है। अगर गलत हो जाए बैटरी कैन ओवरहीट एंड अल्टीमेटली डैमेज करेगा आपके फ़ोन को, उसके कंपोनेंट्स इनसाइड द फ़ोन। देखिए, बहुत सारी स्मार्ट टेक्नोलॉजी इन्वॉल्व है फ्रॉम द टाइम आप अपने फ़ोन को प्लग इन करते हैं टू द टाइम यू एक्चुअली टेक दैट फ़ोन आउट। बैटरी को कब चार्ज करें एट हायर स्पीड, कब उसको स्लो डाउन कर दें, कब ट्रिकल चार्ज पे जाएं, कब चार्जिंग को स्टॉप कर दें। चार्जिंग हमारे जो फ़ोन्स के हैं वी टेक इट फॉर ग्रांटेड, हम लोग कभी सोचते नहीं है इसके बारे, सेकेंड थॉट नहीं देते हैं। बट देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ एफर्ट दैट गोज इनटू क्रिएटिंग दीज फास्ट, एफिशिएंट एंड मोस्टली बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट सेफ टेक्निक्स। बहुत सारी प्रोप्राइटरी फास्ट चार्जिंग टेक्निक्स हैं उन स्मार्टफोन्स, बट मोस्ट मैन्युफैक्चरर्स ने अडेप्ट किया है एक स्टैंडर्ड, उसको बना दिया है यूनिवर्सल। क्वालकॉम का क्विक चार्ज विद इट्स लेटेस्ट आइटरेशन, ये जो क्विक चार्ज 5 स्टैंडर्ड है, इसमें क्वालकॉम प्रॉमिस करता है अप टू 50% बैटरी चार्जिंग इन 5 मिनट्स। ऑफ कोर्स बहुत सारा रिसर्च और डेवलपमेंट चाहिए टू एक्चुअली गेट इट राइट, तो उनसे ही पता करते हैं और अंडरस्टैंड करते हैं व्हाट इट टेक्स टू क्रिएट सच सुपीरियर चार्जिंग टेक्निक्स। Let's first talk to George Paparizos, Senior Director, Product Management, Qualcomm Technologies. George, great to have you on the show. Thank you so much for joining us. My first question, of course, is why did Qualcomm develop and introduce Quick Charge?
Hi, Rajiv. Thanks for having me on the show. As you were saying, portable devices and phones started featuring a lot more capabilities, and therefore they needed larger batteries. Due to the lack of any industry standard, OEMs started developing their own proprietary methods. And of course, those methods resulted in higher cost, R&D cost, and also interoperability. And this is when Qualcomm stepped in with the introduction of Quick Charge 2.0, which was a very low cost and very high power way to charge your phone faster by using the standard USB cables and connectors, which was great for the industry. Of course, the requirements evolved, and so did Quick Charge, and now we are with Quick Charge 5, and we keep improving in terms of charging speed, efficiency, safety, and also the communication protocol.
All right, that's very interesting. Now, what are the challenges associated with developing faster charging speeds?
Two main challenges, really. One of them is how to achieve better efficiencies all the time. And the second one is how to address any interoperability issues. Now, some of your viewers may already know that we recently introduced Quick Charge 5 into the market. Quick Charge 5 has the capability to feature efficiency of 98% or even higher. And in terms of addressing the interoperability challenges, we recently introduced a technology called Smart Identification of Adapter Capabilities. And what this technology does is, instead of just relying on the adapter, the power source, to tell you its capabilities, we actually can detect their real capabilities and adjust charging performance accordingly. And of course, safety is always a big factor here. The latest technology we introduced has 18 or more different levels of safety. And this is very critical since we're talking about very high power levels these days.
What other measures is Qualcomm taking to support consumers in their fast charging experience?
For Qualcomm, obviously, consumer experience is number one priority. So one of the things we did from the beginning is we developed a compliance program, a very strict one, to make sure that there is interoperability among all the accessories and all the portable devices. Another thing we're doing is we keep working with partners like retail partners and brands, so that we can have more accessories, both in terms of type and in terms of numbers on the market. So there's more ways for the consumer to actually enjoy fast charging. And last but not least, as probably some of your viewers know, Qualcomm Quick Charge has a very simple logo or mark. So this is very easy for the consumer to identify and to make the right purchase in terms of buying an accessory.
Wow, very fascinating. This whole subject is so great. Are there any other safety issues when you're charging this fast?
Qualcomm has worked with many OEMs over the years to actually extend battery life and also adjust charging power based on environmental and other conditions. One example is the battery saver technology, which was introduced a few years ago. Another important thing to know is that Quick Charge has built-in intelligence that allows communication between the accessory and the phone. And this allows a power source to only give a specific voltage or current to a device that can obviously accept those levels. And this is obviously, everything is under the hood.
What has changed from the previous generation of Quick Charge 4 Plus to the new Quick Charge 5 standard?
Quick Charge 4 Plus and Quick Charge 5 are indeed backwards compatible. Quick Charge 5 is adding a 20 volt operation, and as some people know, the higher the voltage you support, the lower the current you need for a specific power level. And this is what makes Quick Charge 5 capable of reaching 100 watts or more of charge power. And when consumers use those implementations, they can actually achieve very fast charging, like 0 to 50% in 5 minutes.
तो अब बात करते हैं रघु रेड्डी के साथ, जो है चीफ बिजनेस ऑफिसर मी इंडिया। रघु, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर जॉइनिंग अस ऑन द शो। मेरा पहला सवाल, एक प्रोसेसर कैसे हेल्प करता है बैटरी को ज़्यादा देर लास्ट करने के लिए?
Thanks, Rajiv. There are a lot of factors that determine the life of a battery, but the most important factor is the processor. लोग अपने स्मार्टफोन को काफ़ी तरीके से यूज़ करते हैं. They use it to watch videos, to play games, to edit documents, and each of these tasks requires a different level of processing power. And a processor that's able to fine-tune its performance to the level of the task can contribute greatly to the battery life.
Consumers कहते हैं one of the most important aspects is fast charging. ये इतना important क्यों है to the consumer?
I think as battery capacity increases, Rajiv, so does the need for faster charging, especially as more and more consumers are constantly on the go and are utilizing more power-hungry applications like video conferencing. Quick Charge has helped Xiaomi meet this goal for years, and more importantly helped consumers get access to this great experience with the existing accessories in their house, and that's thanks to the backward compatibility of Quick Charge, and all of this is possible at the lowest possible cost. The Redmi Note 9 Pro and the Redmi Note 9 Pro Max feature Qualcomm's Quick Charge technology to enable faster charging, and that means that the Redmi Note 9 Pro Max can charge up to 50% in less than 30 minutes.
How does the user experience वो कैसे enhance होता है अगर आप include करते हैं faster charging methods in your smartphone?
With increasing consumer usage of smartphones, there's been a significant increase in the screen on time levels, which leads to a faster battery drain. And I think ये काफ़ी लोगों को खुद से एक्सपीरियंस भी हुआ होगा. A bigger battery can usually solve this problem, but a bigger battery will also make the smartphones heavier, which according to us is not a good user experience. Faster charging solves this problem by reducing the time it takes to charge your smartphone, allowing customers to make the most out of their smartphones.
Thank you, Raghu, for being on the show.